Welcome to LearningTab, where we explore interesting moments from history. Today, we're going on an exciting adventure back in time to an important part of India's past, the Gujarat Sultanate. The Gujarat Sultanate was a powerful kingdom located in the western part of India, and it was at its peak between the 14th and 16th centuries. This time in history was very lively, with strong leaders, big cultural changes, and active trading. The influence of this time period can still be seen in India's culture and history today. The Gujarat Sultanate was more than just a kingdom. It was a place where different cultures met and thrived. And the economy, its story gives us a good idea of India's rich and diverse heritage. So, get ready for a journey to learn about this important time in history. Stay with us as we look at the major events, leaders, and cultural changes that shaped Western India from the 14th to the 16th centuries. The Gujarat Sultanate started during a time of big changes. The 14th century was filled with political turmoil in northern India. But during this time of trouble, a new power was growing in the west. The Gujarat Sultanate. Zafar Khan Muzaffar, who was once the governor of Gujarat under the Delhi Sultanate, laid the foundation for the Gujarat Sultanate. In the year 1395, Zafar Khan decided to be independent from the Delhi Sultanate and began his own rule in Gujarat. He also started the Muzaffarid dynasty. He was a smart leader who knew how to run things well. His leadership brought a time of success and cultural mixing in Gujarat. After him, the Sultanate grew bigger under the rule of his successors, making way for a period of progress and development. The early rulers of the Gujarat Sultanate were not just fighters, but also supporters of the arts and culture. They had a big impact on the region, shaping the way people lived. Their rule was a mix of local and foreign influences, showing the Sultanate's global spirit. A key event showed the rise of the Gujarat Sultanate was the building of the city of Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad was founded by Sultan Ahmad Shah in 1411, and it became the new capital of the Sultanate. This city was in a good location and soon turned into a lively center of trade and culture, symbolizing the rise of Sultanate. As the Sultanate became more powerful and respected, it made strong ties with other regional powers. The Sultans of Gujarat skillfully handled the complex politics of the time, making the Sultanate stronger. So, against all odds, the Gujarat Sultanate started its journey. It grew from the downfall of the Delhi Sultanate, making its own way in history. The story of its growth shows the toughness, goals, and vision of its early rulers, who turned Gujarat into a major power in the Indian subcontinent. The leaders of the Gujarat Sultanate were great thinkers. They were one of a kind, each leaving a special mark in history. Let's take a closer look at their stories, okay? The Gujarat Sultanate was lucky to have some impressive leaders. The first one, Zafar Khan Muzaffar Shah, led the way. He was a smart planner and a wise leader who created a strong system of government that set the stage for the success of the Sultanate. After him, Ahmed Shah Dan's rule brought a golden age. He was an amazing diplomat. He made friends with nearby kingdoms, keeping his own kingdom safe and sound. The city of Ahmedabad, named after him, is still standing and shows his great thinking. The time of Mahmud Begada was another important time. Known for his strong military skills, Begada added more areas to the Sultanate. He ran the government with a strong system and fair laws, which helped the people and the economy. Muzaffar Shah II's rule saw a jump in the economy. His rules promoted business trade, leading to a successful economy. The social and economic conditions during his rule were good, making sure his people were successful. Even times changed and they faced problems. These leaders stayed strong. They were able to balance power, justice, and the well-being of their people. They kept a well-organized system, made sure laws were followed, and took care of their people. The friendships they made with other kingdoms helped keep peace and stability. These friendships also let them exchange cultures, adding to the rich culture of the Gujarat Sultanate. Looking back, the leaders of the Gujarat Sultanate were more than just kings. They were builders of a legacy. They molded a time of success and growth, leaving a lasting impact on Gujarat's history. Their influence lasted beyond their rule, shaping the social and political life of the area for hundreds of years. These leaders a lasting impact on Gujarat's history. Their stories still inspire us today with their dream, bravery, and dedication to their people. They were indeed great thinkers, leading the Gujarat Sultanate during its best times. The Gujarat Sultanate was a place where many different cultures mixed. This is very true. The Sultanate was not just a political place, but also a cultural hotspot that led to a special mix of art, architecture, and literature. How did this happen? Let's find out. During the Gujarat Sultanate's rule, architecture changed a lot. The architects of the Sultanate mixed the Islamic style with the local styles of Gujarat, making a special mix that looked great and was strong. You can see this mix in the old buildings that are still around today, like the Jama Masjid of Ahmedabad and the Champaner Pavagadh Archaeological Park. These buildings showed the great skill and taste of that time. Art changed a lot during this time. The Sultanate saw a new style of small painting with lots of detail and bright colors. This art was not just about looking good, it also told the story of the times, showing what life in the Gujarat Sultanate was like. Literature also grew during this time. The Sultanate was a place of many languages, with Persian, Arabic, and Gujarati being spoken and mixed together. This mix made for rich literary work, from deep-thinking books to love poetry. Many of these works are still loved today, helping us understand the culture and thinking of the time. The Gujarat Sultanate was more than just a political power. It was a cultural hotspot where different ideas from around the world met and mixed, making a special cultural mix. This mix shows the Sultanate's willingness to try new things and its ability to change and grow, making it a leading place for cultural change during its time. So, let's take a moment to appreciate the richness of the Gujarat Sultanate, which continues to inspire and influence even today. Remember, the Sultanate was a leading place for cultural change during its time. The Gujarat Sultanate was a major center for business. This is not an exaggeration. The Sultanate was a busy place for buying and selling things, thanks to its position on the west coast of India. This convenient spot made it easy to set up sea trade routes linking Gujarat to other places around the world. Its economy was built on this global trade. Gujarat was the entry point to India for business people from the Middle East, Africa, and Southeast Asia. These trade routes didn't just move goods, they were like lifelines to the Sultanate's economy, encouraging cultural exchange and bringing wealth to the area. If we look closer into this economic structure, we'll see that the Sultanate was a big player in the worldwide trading of goods. Gujarat's rich farmlands produced lots of agricultural products like cotton and indigo, which were wanted all over the world. The region was also famous for its quality cloth, especially silk and cotton textiles, that were sold to various countries. Moreover, Gujarat's ports were known as major centers for international trade. The city of Cambay was an important sea trade hub. Traders from as far as Egypt, Persia, and Southeast Asia would bring their ships to these ports, filled with foreign goods like precious metals, jewels, ivory, and fine woods. In exchange, they would take back Gujarat's textiles, spices, and indigo, creating a lively cycle of trade that filled the Sultanate's treasury. But the wealth didn't just stay in the Sultanate's treasury. The money made from trade helped the whole region's economy. It helped craftspeople, supported farmers, and paid for amazing buildings, making the Sultanate a symbol of wealth in the medieval world. In short, the Sultanate's trade and business were key to its wealth. This economic activity not only made the Sultanate wealthy, but also had a huge impact on shaping the culture, society, and architecture of Gujarat. Like all kingdoms, the Gujarat Sultanate also had its good days and bad days. When we look back in history, we see that the Gujarat Sultanate started having problems around the end of the 1500s. The problems were both from inside and outside. Inside the Sultanate, there were fights over who should be the leader. Fights made the Sultanate weak and made it easier for others to attack. Outside the Sultanate, Portuguese were gaining power on the west coast of India. This caused problems for the Gujarat Sultanate's sea trade and made its economy. As it got weaker, it became a target for the growing Mughal Empire. By the end of the 1500s, Emperor Akbar took over Gujarat, and it became a part of the Mughal Empire. But what happened after that? The area didn't disappear or become unimportant. In fact, Gujarat continued to do well under Mughal rule. It was still an important place for trade and it kept growing culturally. The Gujarat Sultanate's influence didn't end there. Even today, we see what it left behind. The amazing buildings built by the Gujarat Sultans, like the Jama Masjid in Ahmedabad or the Champaner Pavagadh Archaeological Park, show how skilled they were at art. And it wasn't just buildings. The Sultanate's influence can be seen in the region's culture. The mix of Persian, Arab, and Indian influences that made the Gujarat Sultanate unique. still shapes the way of life in Western India. When we think about the Gujarat Sultanate, we learn that history isn't just about kingdoms rising and falling. It's about what they leave behind that can still be seen and felt today. And in this way, the Gujarat Sultanate left a mark that continues to shape Western India. The Gujarat Sultanate was an important part of Indian history. We've learned about how it grew and eventually fell. We've talked about its leaders, its rich culture, and how it played a big role in business and trade. This time, from the 14th to 16th centuries, really helped shape what Western India is like today. The leaders of the Sultanate each had their own way of running things, and this had a big impact on the area. Their time in power, a mix of different cultural styles which you can see in the buildings, art and books from that time. Also, because of its location and strong sea trade, the Gujarat Sultanate was a major player in global trade, which helped its economy. But as with all big powers, it eventually fell. Even so, its influence can still be seen in Western India today. The story of the Gujarat Sultanate shows us just how exciting and varied Indian history is. We'd love to hear what you think and learn more from you in the comments. We hope you had fun learning about the history of the Gujarat Sultanate. We dug deep into the past so we can understand this special time. If you liked going on this historical adventure, help us share this knowledge. Don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel LearningTab for more cool history stuff. Why stop here? We have lots more videos on Indian history and the interesting stories of different sultanates. Keep watching and discover more cool stories that helped shape our world. Remember, every like, share and subscribe helps us in our goal to make history fun and easy to understand for everyone. Thanks for joining us today on LearningTab. We can't wait to explore more historical wonders with you.